everyone, so welcome to ID Lab. So today I am going to tell you how we can write a dynamic query in the SAP Hana editor. So basically I have created a couple of programs which will give you the basic understanding of dynamic queries. So before going to the technical, I just want to tell you, so there are a couple of advantages or disadvantages is there in the dynamic queries. So why it is not recommended in any DB. So now we can see the this disadvantages, right? The first point is I mentioned the possible SQL injection. So basically, what is the possible SQL injection is? So when you write any dynamic query, so when you start executing the dynamic query, so there might be a chances of data loss. So that is called a SQL injection. Because if you write a standard SQL or something, so that you can put a restriction on that. So but in dynamic query it's very difficult. The second point is harder to maintain and debug the query. So debugging is very difficult in the dynamic query. So that's what is not recommended to write a dynamic. Okay. The third point is it's create a security problem definitely, because you cannot put a security, because it's when you start preparing the statement of dynamic query, so you cannot put checks on that whether it will be to work for particular user or not. So that is difficult actually. The fourth point is it's create a performance issue. Yeah, definitely it's create a performance issue, because when you start, if you see the normal standard query and the dynamic query, so the basic difference is you should not prepare the statement in case of standard query. But if you are writing any standard dynamic query, it's a dynamic query, so you need to prepare the statement first, then second you have to execute that statement in the SQL editor. So that is what the plan execution, it will take time for dynamic queries. Okay, so let's come to the disadvantage. So advantages is less code actually when you write a dynamic query, so it will reduce your lines of code, so that is good, and it consumes less memory of program, because definitely, because see when you start loading your program, it let's suppose you have written 2000 or 5000 line of code, definitely it will take some MB or something in the database, but dynamic query it won't take that much of memory. Okay, so the third point is most important point actually. So automation process basically, because if you see a lot of automations in the DB level when you create, so basically you need to use dynamic query, so it is good actually. So okay, so let's go to our journey. So I'll tell you how you can create a dynamic query. So I have created a couple of examples that will give you the basic understanding. So what is the difference between standard SQL and dynamic query, and you can see the performance also. So now see, I have created 4 tables. One is dynamic customer table. So basically it's a customer table, and these are my column. And the second table I have created a vendor table and company tables and plan tables. So these 4 tables will give me the details of all the individual entity. This will give you the customer details, vendor details, and company details, and plan details. Okay, so let's it is already I have created. Let me drop all this table so that will be easy to understand for you. So now I'm going to drop all the table, then I'll show you how to create a dynamic queries. Okay, so now you can see I am going to drop all the tables. Okay, so I think it is not created. It is already, I dropped the tables. Okay, no, not a problem. So now I'm going to create this 4 tables, and I told you, right, if you are not giving any schema name here, so default it will create my user schema. So basically my user schema is best, so it will save in a best schema. Okay, so I'm going to create these 4 tables. So now it is created in my local schema. Okay, so I'll write a procedures. It's already created. I've created this procedures. Okay, so I'll give you the basic understanding. Okay, so see here I have created a procedures. Okay, so created one input parameters, and that I'll give you in runtime. It's a table name. I'll pass basically a table name. Okay, now see I have created a, this is my, I told you, right, this is my prepare statement. Here I am preparing statement. So now say this line will execute my statement. Okay, so I told you, right, so this is this basic standard of writing any procedure, this up to begin then end, and then after that declare. So I have create a variable, so I need to keep all the prepare statement in this variable. Okay, so now this variable is having this complete statement, this preparing statement. Then what I'll do, then after that I need to execute this preparing statement. So the basically you can see here I have created a select star from, then I have concatenate with the input parameters. This is my input parameter table name. So here you can see this is my input parameters. So the basic requirement is whenever I want, so the basic will give you the, so I want to see that the tables content, any tables content, let's say suppose. Okay, so that's what I have created a one input parameters. So this input parameter so will give you all the tables whatever you are entering in the runtime. So this is called your preparing statement. Okay, so now this is the second statement. It will execute this preparing statement what is having in this variable. Okay, so let's create. Okay, what it's saying, execute, no, so it is not taking. Okay, see now it is created my first procedure which will give me the table content, all the table content. Okay, so now what I will do, I am gonna to call this procedure, call, then this procedure, then give the values. Let's say suppose I want to see this customer details. Let me insert some data. I think I have not inserted. Insert. One, two, three, four. Correct. So I'm gonna to insert some values for the customer, vendor, company, and plant. let's say customer take some John address, let's some Japan, then pin code something, give a success whatever, and mobile number they give something. Okay, so I give this. Then what I'll do, I'll copy this one, I'll create a for vendor. Let's say suppose vendor is something, give Somu is from India. Let's give some value, integer, it should be integer, and change this number. Okay, then insert some values for company. Let's take some company, Amazon. Okay, so the plant, let's take some plant, take Netherlands, let's say. Yeah, I'm just taking some random values. Okay, so now I'm going to insert those values so that you can see the runtime, right? How the content, what it's saying, incorrectly insert into. Okay, insert into, you have to write correct. Just clear this one. Okay, so numeric overflow. Okay, so which one? I think this one maybe. Okay, so now I think it's interested. Okay, so now what I can do, see, I have created this procedure, right? I want to execute and see that how much values is having in this table. Okay, so now I give this table name here. Okay, so input parameter you need to give the table name. Okay, so execute. What it's saying is it cannot be also in target, and it's lines 1. What it's saying, oh sorry, because see why it is giving error, right? See, I have created in and out parameter, so basically it will runtime you have to give you will treat as the output actually, not as the input. So when you execute this one, then after that you can give this values here. Okay, so now execute. See why the data is not there. Dynamic customer table, I inserted some data, right? Okay, oh god, you have to give less number here, so that is what it is not inserted. Okay, so I think it is inserted. Let's execute the same SQL. Now I'm giving that same table name, then execute. Oh, see, now we can see the data, right? John, Japan, then pin code number, this is the mobile number. Okay, so now this same procedure I want to see this vendor details also. See, I have not written explicitly any statement here, but this procedure, whatever table you will give the input parameter, no, it will give you the data. It will show you the full content of the tables. So that is what the dynamic query. Because see, this line I told you, right? This is the preparing statement. Then I am creating a, this is executable with that preparing statement. So basically this procedure will give me whatever table if you give as a input parameter. So it will create and it will give you a the full content of the tables. Okay, so now see, I am giving a vendor table, and if you execute, let me execute from here. Same procedure. I gave this table. I want to see this data for the vendor. Come on, why it is not inserted again? Oh, D. It should not take. This is integer. Okay. So now I'm giving a vendor. Now you can see this. So right, he's from India, right? See. Okay, let's same what I can say. If you go to the standard SQL, so how it will be your statement. So here you can see I have created, I want to see the 4 table data. So I think it is already created. Let me drop this and create it again. Okay, so now call this procedure. Yeah, see guys, you can see, right, this is the dynamic procedure, but this procedure not dynamic. But this procedure and this procedure, if you compare, right, I have written only one statement which will give you the whatever multiple tables content. But this procedure, if you want to see the content of table, you have to write individual statement of tables, then only it will give you. If let's suppose you want to see this four tables of data, right? So now see what I have done here. I have written this statement 4 times in this procedure, right? But here it is different. I have created a statement and given a input parameters here, whatever you given in a runtime. You got it, right? Okay. So this is the basic difference, because I would say it's not recommended, but sometimes if you created automation tools, no, so it will be good actually to go through this dynamic query. So you can see the performance of dynamic query. So I'll share you the next video. So hope you enjoy this video. So please don't don't forget to subscribe our channel, and if you want to more to know about all this SQL statements, so please write a comment, and so then we'll reply our friends. Thank you.